Yoga. It's another Tuesday during this interesting time we find ourselves in. My name is Connie Bowman. I typically teach on Tuesday nights, so I'm happy to be here with you. And if you happen to be watching this later on any day, I'm happy to be here with you. I love the company. I have a regular home practice, and sometimes it gets a little lonely. So thank you so much for joining me. As I said earlier, if you want to lift your hips up, prop up on a blanket, a block, a pillow, a nice bedroom pillow works well. We'll be using those a little bit later. I encourage that. It just gets the hips a little higher and allows you to sit up nice and tall and de-hunch, unhunch, as Sin Mackley named our practice last week for us. We're always trying to de-hunch, right? Unhunch. So when you're ready, find your comfortable yogi seat, Sukhasana, easy pose, which isn't easy for everyone, so don't feel like there's anything wrong if easy pose is not easy for you. Find a comfortable seat, so your legs might be extended long. You might extend one leg and keep the other one tucked in. It's all about you. This is your practice, and this is our self-care, so we want to make sure we are taking care of ourselves as we move through this practice. So I've noticed this week that things are getting a little testy with some people that I've come into contact with. So I want to offer this as a gentle, kind practice, and we'll practice a little metta meditation toward the end. So we'll build up our own sense of peace and inner compassion so that we can generate some outer compassion and send it out into the world. So as you're ready, just let your eyes close. Sit up tall so that you have a lot of spaciousness in the chest, the heart, the lungs. And let your hands rest wherever they're comfortable. So that might be in your lap or on your legs. I like palms face up. That gives me a little more of a receptive position to be in. I'm open to all the kindness, all the goodness, all the compassion that we are generating here tonight. And as your eyes close or your gaze softens, just pay attention to the quality of light that is shining through your eyelids this evening. Notice the temperature of the air. Notice sounds in the distance first, and sounds closer into your physical body. And sound of the room. Maybe there's an air conditioner, hopefully, making some noise. Or maybe there's a window open or a fan blowing. And then there's the sound of my voice. And the sound of your own breath moving in and moving out. And then bring your awareness to your physical body. Just taking a body scan, starting at the crown of the head, moving down through every space in the body, just noticing what you brought to your mat this evening. Moving it down through the face, through the neck and shoulders, the front and the back of the torso, the right arm and the left arm. Feeling the right hand and the left hand. The pelvis, the hips, and both legs. Bringing the awareness down to your feet, tops of the feet, bottoms of the feet. And as I'm quiet, just move your awareness back up from the bottom to the top. Just noticing what you notice. How are you feeling? Where are you tense? Where are you relaxed? Where are you feeling lightness? Where are you feeling more heavy, perhaps? And as you draw your awareness up into your face, maybe a smile curls onto your lips. We don't see many smiles behind masks lately, so let's smile as much as we can. Just create some feel-good chemicals in our bodies as we practice tonight. And then softening the belly, invite in your first deeper breath of the practice. Inhaling into the belly, the ribs, and up into the lungs. Noticing as you draw that air up, your shoulders naturally want to roll back, making space for that air. And then exhale any way that feels right this first time, through the mouth or the nose. Just exhale completely, drawing the belly back into the spine. And then we'll begin again, inhaling, filling up belly, ribs, and lungs. Filling up all the way. And this time, gently close your lips and exhale through the nostrils slowly. Keep that exhalation slower than the inhalation. Good. Nice and long and complete. Exhaling all the way out. And after a brief pause, begin again. Filling up. And letting go, slowly and deeply and completely. We'll take 3 more breaths together, just finding some silence and stillness. Nice job. As you're ready, just leave your eyes closed and take your hands to the front of the legs and draw your belly into your spine and round your shoulders forward. Bring your chin down to your chest, leaning slightly back. Your legs might come up a little bit off the mat. And then as you exhale, as you inhale, come forward, draw your shoulders back. It's getting a great start already. And then as you exhale, round forward. Seated cat-cows. We're just moving gently, starting gently, keeping the eyes closed, keeping that inner gaze, or a soft focus if your eyes are open. And you might take your nose toward the ceiling as you draw yourself forward. And just testing out the neck, seeing how that's feeling tonight as you move through your cat-cows. So we don't want to cause any frustration for ourselves. So anytime during this practice that a pose feels anything less than yummy, I want you to back off. I want you to make this practice a healing practice for yourself, and for anyone who practices this at a later time. I want this to be healing, so keep it gentle and find what works for you this evening. We'll take one more, shining your heart forward. And then as you exhale, round forward, bring your chin down to your chest, really exaggerate this cat pose. Swallow in your throat, drawing those shoulders back and away. And then as you're ready, sit up tall again, draw your shoulders back up. And we'll take 3 shoulder rolls back, only back. So inhaling up to the ears and then rolling them back, sliding them down away from the ears. Moving again with your breath, keeping it slow and steady. Just paying attention to what your body is saying to you tonight, right? We got to listen. Sometimes when things get hot and testy, we don't pay as much attention to our body as we could. Let's take one more. And exhale, draw those shoulders down. And switch the cross of your legs. If you're seated in easy pose, bring the opposite foot in front. Good. Take a big breath in. And as you do, lift your nose up to the sky and just take some circles. Just draw some circles with your nose, making them as big as feels right for you. So maybe your circles are smaller this evening, maybe they're bigger. Just check out the crunchies in the neck. Embrace the crunchies. Love the crunchies. And then switch directions, go the opposite direction. Good. Nice and easy. Beautiful. Take the chin back down to the chest. And then inhale, bringing the chin parallel with the earth, finding your yoga posture again. Good job. We're going to take our feet, bring them together in Baddha Konasana, and then take your feet and just peel them open like a book. Open them up. Now, if your knees would like some support, you can tuck a pillow or blocks, a blanket, anything under your knees to just make you feel more comfy, cozy in this pose. And then take your thumbs and give yourself a little foot massage. So we know that when we work with the fascia in any part of the body, it sends a message to the rest of the body, the whole rest of the body, that it's okay. It's time to relax. Ooh, I got a little crack. See if you can get a little crack, a good crack, not a bad crack. Then you can take your toes and wiggle them, give your toes each a massage. Good. And then take your right foot and take your left hand and see if you can thread your fingers through your toes. Now, some of us find this difficult, including me, but it's okay. It's going to be fine. And then see if you can take your left arm and just hug yourself like you're rocking a baby. Look down at your knee, and as though it were a beautiful baby, just smile. Say how beautiful it is. And then take your hands and just kind of give some circles to that left foot. Yeah, you can feel those fingers when they get in between the toes. It's really a good massage for the toes. Good. Go the other direction, getting that ankle all warmed up. Maybe rock a little bit more. And then slowly lower it down. Release your fingers if you can get them out. Whoa, that was a little tight. Good job. All right, so let's take that left foot and see if you can thread the fingers of the right hand through the toes. Yeah, get them in there. Get them way down in there. And then wrap your left hand around this leg. Rock it like a baby. Look lovingly. Just waking up that hip, opening up that hip a little bit. And then take some circles. Good. Getting our feet all loved. Beautiful. And go the other direction. Was one foot a little more receptive to the fingers? All right, when you're ready, just release, shake it out. We'll come into Baddha Konasana again, this time reaching for the front of your feet, shining your heart forward, taking a big breath in. And then as you exhale, come forward, being mindful of that lower back, taking a gentle forward fold here. So we're getting the stretch in the lower back, and then the inner thighs are also feeling the stretch in a good way, right? Hopefully. And breathe here. Let's take 5 breaths here. Let's really settle in. Breathe in deeply, fully, completely. And exhale slowly through the nose. You know, you got this. Take a few more breaths in. Really softening the face, softening the jaw, and breath moving in, and breath moving out. Good. So it's really hard to find compassion for other people if we don't first have it for ourselves. So you and me, I'm preaching to the choir here, but we have to keep, it's a lifelong process of working toward trying to stay in that place of self-compassion, so that we do have overflow, because that's what gives us meaning, right? When we are able to share our gifts and our love with the world. But it's not going to happen unless we are feeling full ourselves. Our tank must be full. So when you're ready, slowly rise up. Take the outsides of your legs and gently and lovingly draw them up. And then release your legs forward. Sit up nice and tall here and flex your feet. Flex your toes. Say hello, toes. See if you can wave with your toes. They should be nice and loose. Yeah, good. And then keeping a nice flex of those toes, inhale your arms up. We're going to take another forward fold, so make it gentle because we're just getting started here. Come forward, reaching for your feet, your ankles, your yoga pant leg, anything, and just round forward. And we'll take several rounds of breath here. Breathing in, breathing out, and softening the back of the neck. Maybe swallowing again in your throat to soften that space. And if you're feeling any pain in that lower back, just come up until you don't feel it anymore. But if you're feeling like you could stretch a little more deeply and your hamstrings are starting to stretch, just allow yourself to come forward. Gentle, gentle, gentle as we start. Breathing in and breathing out. Take another big breath in. And as you exhale, bring your hands to either side of the legs and just gently walk on up. And then bring your feet in close, nice and close. Hug your knees in and take your arms around your legs. Sit up nice and tall, look up, lift your gaze toward the heavens. And as you exhale, hug yourself and take your chin down to your chest. Come into seed pose. Good. We're planting seeds of kindness. Beautiful. Take another breath in and another breath out. And as you're ready, we'll come up to tabletop and continue our gentle practice, adding a little more breath and a little more movement and a little more kindness and goodwill to ourselves. So spread your fingers nice and wide and press your finger pads into the mat. Maybe do the Sophie shake a little bit. Let the tops of your feet rest on the floor, and then find length in the back of the neck as well as length in the spine. And as you're ready, inhale that tailbone high, the head comes high, and exhale, round forward, taking some cat-cows here. Inhaling again through your cow, and exhaling through that Halloween cat shape. Good. Inhale again. And exhale. Good. Finding a rhythm with the breath that works with your body this evening. Just taking time to unravel. Working on jangled nerves. Working on tight muscles until we come back to our own beautiful centers. On this next cow pose, come back to center. Take your gaze down towards your mat and then extend your left leg long. Point your toes toward the floor. Start engaging that left quadricep, left glute, and then reach the right arm forward. Take your fingers forward. Your palm can face in, and draw that shoulder back into the socket if it's coming forward a little more than you need to. Keep the shoulder blades on the back. Good. Nice big breath in. Nice big breath out. And then lower your right hand to the floor and take some hip circles with this left leg. You might look back and gently encourage that left leg to circle around until the hips feel like they're getting a gentle little massage. Good. We'll take two more. Maybe your circles get a little bit bigger. And then slowly lower it down. Good. Reach that right leg forward, back, not forward. Tilt those toes toward the floor and extend the left fingertips forward, palm facing in. Find your balance here. Just a gentle bird dog pose for balance. Keeping your neck long, so looking down, maybe slightly forward, keeping that neck nice and safe. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, lower that left hand to the floor. Go ahead and bend the right knee, and we'll take some circles in whatever direction feels intuitive, feels right for you. This is your practice. Do it your way. Go the other direction. Circle out those hips. Take some nice yummy hip stretches tonight. And as you're ready, slowly lower that right leg down, right knee down, and bring your knees wide as your mat. Bring your big old toes to touch. I'm not saying you have big toes. Bring your big toes to touch. Gosh, sometimes we say the dumbest things. And slowly lower your forehead down. I am so sorry. And that's what seems to be happening lately. We accidentally say things we don't mean when we're not in our own presence when we're not in our centers. So breathe here. Let's come back to center. Try not to say anything silly. Softening those hips, sending those hips back toward the heels. And breathing here. Now, take your fingertips and walk them forward so that your elbows are off the mat. And let your forehead stay down on the mat. And come into a real extended child pose, but draw your shoulders back and down on your back. And notice if your hips came up, slide them back. Take a big breath in. And then walk your hands over to the right on your exhale. Take a stretch of that left side. Nice big deep breath in. Long exhalation. And then take a walk over to your left side. Fingers can come off the mat. And just take that right hip back toward the right. Find that stretch in the right side body. And breathe here. Big full breath in. Nice long, slow exhalation. Good job. When you're ready, we'll come back to center. Rise back up to tabletop, but take your knees a little bit back from where they were. And let's line up the knees and the hips, and then we're going to draw our arms forward and come into a puppy pose. So this is a heart opener. This is working on our heart chakra, our anahata chakra. So we're going to let our heart melt toward the floor. And your chin or your forehead can come to the floor in this pose. It's a little uncomfortable for my neck, so I'm not going to bring my chin to the floor. I'm going to bring my forehead to the floor and land on my third eye, my seat of intuition. So we're going to breathe here as we let our shoulders melt and let our hearts melt toward the floor. Puppy pose. Sophie would be doing this with me if she hadn't gone to the beach. They all went to the beach tonight. I needed yoga. Let's take 2 more breaths together. Big full breaths, filling up and letting go. Good. Last one, nice big breath. Fill up that back body. And then exhale it out completely. And then slowly lift your head. Bring your arms back, coming up through table. And we'll take a couple of threads of the needle. So if you have anything in the way, just move it aside. Coming back into table, knees over hips, hands under shoulders. Lift that right arm as you inhale up. Follow it with your gaze, and exhale, thread it under the left. Bring your right forehead to the floor. Inhale the left arm up. And exhale it down. Inhale, right arm lifts, gaze lifts. And exhale, right hand down. Good. Let's take it to the other side. Inhale, lift the left arm. And exhale, thread it on through. Take that forehead down to the floor. Inhale, right arm lifts. And exhale, right hand comes to the floor. Inhale, left arm lifts. And exhale, lower it down. We'll take one more and I'll cue it, and then we'll take the third and let's practice in silence, just moving with our breath. So as you're ready, inhale that right arm up. And exhale, thread it through. Stretching the back. Inhale, the left arm rises. And exhale, left hand lowers back to the mat. Inhale, right arm rises. And exhale, right hand comes back to the mat. Left side, inhale. Exhale, thread. Inhale, right arm lifts. And exhale, press into the mat. Inhale, left arm lifts. And exhale, left hand comes down. Here you go. You're all on your own. I know you've got this. Breathe with it. As you're ready, coming back in through table, we'll tuck our toes and gently lift our knees and our hips up toward the sky, coming into our first downward facing dog of the evening. That was nice. Sometimes silence is the best thing we can do. Words just fail. So breathe in here as you walk your dog, bending one knee and then the other. Good. And then find stillness here. Press those heels toward the floor. Have no expectations of your heels actually reaching the floor. Just find that stretch of the calves and the shins and the hamstrings. One more breath in. And as you exhale, slowly look forward and take a walk up to the top of your mat and forward fold here. So fingertips can be on blocks, the floor, or you can reach for your elbows and find ragdoll here, maybe rocking from side to side, bending knees as much as is needed, just taking care of your lower back. Full breath in, and exhale, shake your head, yes. Letting the head just dangle toward the floor as much as you can. And take another breath in. Shake your head, no. Nuh-uh. Not gonna happen. And then find stillness. One more breath in. Long, deep exhalation. And then bend your knees, root into your feet to rise up one vertebra at a time. And once you get long, reach your fingertips up and look up. Send your shoulders down your back and then look forward. See what's ahead of you. Good. And then look to your right. See what's over there. Come back to center and look left. Just noticing that mobility in the neck that hopefully we created. Draw your arms back and come into goddess pose. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Good. Look up. Nice big breath in. And as you exhale, just pull yourself forward, coming into that forward fold again. Straightening the legs a little bit more. And inhale, come up to your halfway lift, flat back. And then exhale, fold again. Maybe you fold a little more deeply. Maybe it would feel good to reach around for your legs, giving yourself a hug here. And drawing your legs a little more to straight. Stretching out the upper back. Relaxing the face. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, let your fingertips graze the floor. Bend your knees as you root to rise. Again, reaching up. Looking up, getting all that length. And then look to your left. Look to your right. Come back to center. Good. And come into that goddess pose, drawing those shoulder blades together, bending the elbows, opening up that heart, Onahatta chakra. And as you're ready, we're going to dive forward again. Good. Find your forward fold. Maybe hug yourself again the opposite way, taking your arms around you. Maybe your legs come a little more to straight. Maybe your head relaxes even more as you draw your back forward and your arms hug your legs a little more. Take a big breath in, stretching that whole back, upper back, middle back, and that lower back. Exhale it out. And then bend your knees, root to rise, reach up, look up. And here we'll take our palms to touch at heart center and just arrive here in mountain pose. Again, eyes closed. Let your hands rest in Anjali Mudra right at that heart center. So let your thumbs graze your sternum. That is the location of the heart center, right there in the center of the chest. That's where the spirit draws down through the crown, into the third eye, through the throat chakra, and into the heart. And that's where we draw all the energy up from the earth, and all of it meets and melds in the heart. So important to keep a nice open, balanced heart chakra. There's so much goodness happens there, energetic goodness, so that we can be present for ourselves and for others. Take a nice big breath in, stay at the front of your mat, and then release your hands out to the sides, drawing your palms forward and your shoulders back. Engage your legs, pull your kneecaps up, and at the same time press your toes into the floor so you're really engaging the feet as well. Maybe blink your eyes open and find that mountain pose that works for you. It's a very strong, open, grounded pose. The feet are grounded and the head is lifting toward the heavens. So the chin is parallel with the floor, right? We've worked on that before. Take a nice big breath in. And as you're ready, dive again, forward fold, find your forward fold. And then inhale to your halfway lift. And exhale, fold again. Inhale, root to rise, and we'll sit down in chair pose, just a gentle chair pose. Let's bring our big toes to touch and keep our heels a few inches apart, and draw your legs in toward one another. Draw your knees together, reaching up, looking up. Good. Big breath in, maybe sit down a little bit lower. Staying here, take your left arm back and your right arm forward. Look back toward those left fingers. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, rise back to your chair pose, keeping that low squat. And then open up, right arms back, gaze goes back, left arms forward. Breathing here. Nice big breath in. Exhale it out. And we'll inhale, bring that right arm back to meet the left in chair pose. And then on your exhale, fold forward. Find your forward fold, let your head hang. Inhale, come to your halfway lift. And then exhale, take your hands to the floor, step back, all the way back to a high plank pose. Good. We're going to be really gentle about this, even though this is going to be a little bit of a challenging posture. So, a couple of options. We can roll over to our left side. We'll start there so I can see you. Lift that right arm up and come into side plank here. Now, options. You can lower that left knee to the floor. And if that feels really good, you can lift your right leg. Now, back to our stacked posture. You can lift that right leg from here. You can lower that right foot in front of you. Lots of options. So we've already been here for a while, so find a side plank that feels good for you, whether you want the challenge or you want a little more gentleness, notice what's happened to your breath. Breathe in, breathe out, and here we go. Coming back to center, rock forward, lower yourself all the way down to your mat, and take a rest. See? We're going to get all kinds of rests here. So make a pillow, turn your head to one side, rock your hips from side to side. Sophie shake. Breathe in. Breathe out. Another breath in. And another breath out. Good. As you're ready, bring your forehead back to center. Bring your hands to either side of your shoulders. Tuck your elbows in. Keep your neck nice and long as you rise up to cobra. Squeezing the elbows in. And exhale down. Forehead comes to the floor. Inhale, rise, cobra number 2. Maybe come up a little bit higher, maybe not. Gentle, gentle. Exhale to lower. Third time, we're going to come all the way up and come into downward facing dog. So decide if you want to take a little pause in plank or in table. And we'll inhale, press yourself up, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. And take a breath here. And an exhalation. And then come up to your toes, look forward, maybe bend your knees and jump, or maybe just gently walk forward. Find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Make that Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, fold forward. Head comes down toward the floor. Inhale, root to rise, bending the knees as much as you need to. And let your palms touch. Clasp your hands, send your palms up toward the ceiling, and lean left. Look right. Good. Inhale back to center. And exhale, lean right. Look left. We'll take one more of those because that felt really good. Inhale. Exhale, lean left. Inhale, rise up, pressing those palms toward the ceiling. And exhale, lean right. Feet pressing equally into the floor. Inhale, back up. Look up. And exhale, open up. Come into goddess pose again. Good job. Nice big breath in. And as you exhale, bend your knees as much as you need to fold forward. Find that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Good. And exhale, plant your hands, step on back. We'll come into our plank again. So set yourself up, feet are a few inches apart, fingers are nice and spread. Just roll over to your right side. Find the plank that works for you. You could be down on your knees, you could be stacked, you could have your left foot in front of your right. And just notice what happens to your breath already as we're balancing and challenging our strength and our courage and our obliques. Good job. We'll be here for one more breath. And as you exhale, take your left hand to the floor. Slide yourself forward so your shoulders are right over your hands, and lower your knees or come all the way down through Chaturanga Dandasana. Let your head rest on the floor. And then make a pillow with your hands and turn your head to the opposite side, whatever side that was that you did not choose the last time. Good. Breathe here. Breathing in, breathing out. You have got this. And as you're ready, bring your forehead back to center. Take your hands to either side of your shoulders. Squeeze those elbows in. Draw your shoulder blades down on the back. Engage that upper back. And press yourself up. Cobra number 1. Try not to hunch your shoulders up. Exhale. Lower down. Inhale, Cobra 2. Maybe coming up a little bit higher. And exhale, lower down. Good. Inhale, Cobra 3 or Up Dog, lifting your knees off the mat, maybe looking up, taking that back bend, shining that Onahatta chakra forward, breathing in, and letting your exhalation take you up, downward facing dog, counter stretch to that back bend. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. Good job. When you're ready, inhale that right leg up to the sky. Find some length. Keep pressing that left heel into the mat. Good job. Breathing in, breathing out. And then open that hip. Open it all the way up. Take those circles here, just like we did earlier in our table. Get that hip nice and open. We'll be happy we did. And then find fire hydrant again and just notice how that feels. And then extend your leg. Keep that hip open up toward the sky. Point your toe and flex and point and flex and point and flex. And then come back to center. Keep extending that leg, three-legged dog. And then look forward. We're going to step that right foot all the way forward. Good. So we're here in a low lunge. And then as we're ready, we're going to take that left foot, spin it to flat, and come up to warrior one. So spin it to flat, bring it over to the side, left side of your mat, and then rise up, framing your ears, and take that right knee right over that right ankle. So this is a little bit of an awkward pose for me. It always has been. The hips spin forward, so there's a little bit of a twist from the left side body, and you want to press into that left foot as the left side of the left foot as equally as all the other sides of both feet. Does that make sense? Yeah, it makes sense to me. Again, words fail. When you're ready, inhale, flip your palms so they're facing outward, reach back and clasp your hands behind you. Send them down your back. Squeeze them together as you inhale, look up. Balancing a little bit here, so keep those feet firmly grounded. Think mountain pose. And as you exhale, lift your arms up to the sky and bow in humble warrior. Let your head float toward the floor, inside of that left foot. Right foot, sorry. Keep opening that Anahata chakra, lifting your arms, breathing in and breathing out. Good. On your next breath in, we're going to rise back up, find warrior one, reaching up, and then come into that goddess posture from here. Keep pressing into the left side of that left foot. Keep pressing that right knee forward, but open up that heart, look up. Deep breath in. Keep it gentle and soft as you can, even though we're in this sort of a mighty warrior pose. The bottom half is a warrior, the top half is the goddess. How much more powerful can we be? Inhale, smile. Smile with me. And exhale, bring your hands back to the heart center and spin that left foot so it's facing forward. Coming into Crescent Lunge here. Find the Crescent Lunge that works for you first. So you might have to scoot the back foot out a little bit more, back a little bit more, so you get a little more of a straightening of that leg. And think right knee over right ankle, right toes pressed into the earth, shoulders back. Good. One more breath in, and then take that left elbow, bring it to the outside of this right knee, right leg, and twist. Good. Nice big twist here. So you might want to open up your arms. You might want to take your right arm behind you. You can even take your left hand down to the floor to steady yourself. Whatever feels good today. Breathing in. Breathing out. Maybe taking your gaze up toward the ceiling if your balance is working well tonight. Good job. We're going to be here for one more breath. And as you exhale, here comes our reward. I'm going to call it that. We're going to scoot that left leg back even more. Maybe even scoot the right leg out a little bit more. Let that left top of the foot drop down to the mat. And this is where your pillow, your blankets, your blocks, whatever you have to prop you up can come in super handy. So lower yourself down. We'll come into our lizard pose here. Yeah, big stretch. The hips and inner thighs. It's a humble stretch. Well, we're going to try to keep it soft and gentle by acting as if. So soften your face, deepen your breath, and breathe here. See what you can do with this lizard pose. It's such a juicy pose. It feels so good, especially the day after. But let's try to be here now with this, present to this stretch. Backing off wherever you feel any pain, but staying with sensation. We can do this. Relaxing the neck, and the shoulders, and the jaw. Full deep breaths. Nice. Breathing in, breathing out. Take one more breath together. Exhale it out. And take your hands to the inside of the right foot. Tuck the left toes. And send that right foot back, coming into downward facing dog. And just walk out your dog, maybe bending one leg and then the other, moving your hips from side to side, and find some stillness here. Good job. Nice big breath in. Nice long exhalation. And as you're ready, lift that left leg high, send it up. Point and flex a couple of times. Keep pressing that right foot into the floor as you open up. Find that fire hydrant on this side. And then take some knee circles, hip circles. Opening up that hip. And going both directions if that feels good for you. And then find that fire hydrant again, and then extend that leg. Open that up without, my shirt is completely in my mouth, without closing that hip off. And then as you exhale, come back into that three-legged dog. Look forward, and then we'll step that left foot forward, coming into a low lunge, maybe rising up on your fingertips, and then look back at that right foot, talk to it. Send that back foot, that right foot, spinning it out at an angle to flat and rise up. Warrior one on this side. Drawing those pinky fingers toward one another. Lifting your gaze. Finding that grounded, even stance. Pressing into the right side of the right foot. Breathing in. Then breathing out. Left knee, maybe it needs to track out a little bit more to the left to line up with that left ankle. Breathe here. And as you're ready, flip your palms. Take the opposite clasp of your hand. So take the other thumb in front, the thumb that feels a little funky, and then bow forward, humble warrior here. Lifting your arms up overhead, getting the stretch of the shoulders and the Onahatta chakra. Breathing in, breathing out. Keep pressing into both feet, finding your balance here. One more breath in. One more breath out. Good. And then we'll slowly rise up, coming into our crescent lunge by spinning that right foot forward. Lining your feet up. They are on railroad tracks, so they are now, both toes are facing forward. And now draw your hands down into your heart chakra, pressing your thumbs into your sternum. Breathe in, shine your heart, draw your shoulders back. And as you exhale, let's take that twist to the other side. Good. Find a drishti, find a steady point to look at that is not moving. Maybe open up your arms or take that half bind. Or keep your hands right at your heart in prayer. Breathing in. Long, slow exhalation, keeping that steadiness, that gentleness, that focus. One more breath. And as you exhale, unwind, send that back foot way back, lower that knee, lower the top of the right foot. Set yourself up for your lizard pose by propping as you feel so inclined, and then come into your lizard pose on this side. Now, it's perfectly okay to let this leg, the left leg, splay out a little bit. If you like that stretch on the inner quadricep, you can do that. Or keep the whole foot on the floor. Make it your own, but no pain, only sensation. Beautiful stretching. Nice big, long breaths. Settle in here. Soften your face, soften your jaw. Allow yourself to completely relax here. Long, slow breaths. Do the trick. Nice. Deep breath in. Long, slow breath out. Good. One more. Fill up. And slowly let it go. Take your hands to the floor. Remove your proppage. Set it down. And we'll take our hands to the mat and step on back, downward facing dog. Walk your dog. Stretch that out. Good job. When you're ready, find some stillness. Take a big breath in. And a nice, long, slow exhalation. And as you're ready, we'll come up on our toes. Bend your knees and hop forward or take a walk to the front of your mat. Find your forward fold. Maybe take your hands and tuck them under your feet, giving your wrists a little massage with your toes. Soften the back of the neck again. Soften the face. Smile. Inhale. And exhale. We'll take one more hug, reaching our arms around behind us, bringing the belly all the way to the thighs, and let your head hang. Bend your knees a little bit. Really recommit to this hug, and then slowly straighten your knees a little bit more, finding that forward fold with a little bit of a straighter leg, stretching those hamstrings, stretching the back. You can really make the stretch your own by hugging yourself a little more tightly or loosening up and straightening your legs a little bit more. One more breath in. And as you're ready, bend your knees. Take your fingertips to the floor, root to rise, reaching all the way up, coming up all the way, and come into mountain pose. Hands at heart center, just close your eyes and pause here. Take a big breath in, nice long exhalation. Good job. Fix your ponytail. And then bring your feet hip width. Shake it out. Good. Take a big breath in. A nice big breath of courage, and take your weight into your left leg. Hug your right knee into your chest. Maybe take some more ankle circles if you haven't gotten enough. And this is completely fine, a good place to stay. Find your drishti, find that spot on the wall somewhere in front of you that is not moving. And find your balance. And if you'd like to go for the Yogi Toe Grip, reach down for your right toe with your right hand. Take your left hand to your hip or out to the side and reach that leg forward. Keep your drishti, keep your gaze on whatever is not moving, and decide if you want to open up. Opening up out to the side, finding your balance. If you fall out, come back in. It's all good. Breathe here. One more breath. And then as you're ready, slowly bend that right knee. Take it to that left thigh. And come on down. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a little squat. We'll come into figure 4, standing. That hip should feel nice. We're giving that left ankle a good workout today, so if you feel the wobble, just embrace it. Keep your drishti. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. You've got this. Good job. 1 more. And as you're ready, slowly stand up. Reach for the right ankle and come into your quadricep stretch. So the left arm can lift or stay on your hip. Opening up that right shoulder, squeezing those knees together, drawing that right heel toward the right glute. You've got this. Soft and gentle. Beautiful. 1 more breath in. And as you're ready, slowly, gently, gracefully release it all out and come to standing. Woo, that was so good. They're playing cornhole out my window, so I'm trying to keep the steady gaze here as I practice with you guys. Good job. Take a big breath in, draw your shoulders back, recommit to mountain pose. So spread those toes wide and press them into the earth. Engage your legs and take your weight over to your right foot. You got this. This can be enough for a challenge. You might want to find your drishti and roll out that ankle a little bit. It's just done some good work. Good. So this is fine. This is a perfect balance pose. You notice your right ankle already making minor adjustments. If you'd like, you can take your right hand to your hip or open it out. Find that Yogi Toe Grip. One side's always going to be more challenging. So if this is the case, maybe you just stay here. Or maybe you open it out. Keeping your drishti, keeping that gaze, drawing your shoulders down. Good job. 1 more breath in. And as you're ready, take that left ankle across that right knee. Squat on down, coming into figure 4. Come down as far as you like. Maybe you reach down, touch the floor. Depends on how tight you are today. Depends on what you feel you need. It's all about you. Make it your own. Good. 1 more breath in. And see if you can stand up gracefully and take a hold of that left ankle with the left hand. Find your quadricep stretch. Let those knees kiss. Beautiful. Keep your drishti. Keep that gaze. soft, easy, gentle, loving, all the things. Good, one more breath in. Maybe squeeze in a little bit more. And then exhale it out, good job. Oh my goodness, that was so good. Whew, all right. We're gonna come about 3/4 of the way up to our mat. Inhale, reach up and look up. And as you exhale, fold forward. Bring your fingertips to the floor and step on back, downward facing dog. Good. Pressing your fingers into the floor. Lift that right leg all the way up to the sky. 3-legged dog. Keep pressing in with the left heel toward the floor. Good. And as you're ready, draw this right knee in and round. Draw the right knee toward the nose, round your back. Draw the belly into the spine. And then come forward as though you're in plank and just lower that right knee down. Lower the left leg down. And look back at your left leg. See if you can get it longer and longer. And then find your props. Come into intense proppage here for this half pigeon. Sleeping swan. Good. Bring yourself down to where you enjoy your stretch. You might come all the way down with your head on the floor. My mic won't work if I do that, so I won't do that. And just breathe here. Bring your hands to prayer, maybe sending a good thought, a good prayer out into the world. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. Those guys are having a lot of fun over there playing cornhole. I'm so happy. Doesn't sound very competitive. It just sounds like fun. So this pose is a great pose to use props for if you find your hip is lifted and you want a little support. You can tuck something under there, a blanket or a block. We'll take a few more breaths here. Just let everything go. Soften everything. Hips, face, jaw, shoulders, feet. Totally relax and let go. Even though we're in this challenging shape, how can we be soft? How can we find some kindness? Generating that compassion from the inside. One more breath in. And as you exhale, you can keep your pillow there if it's not too in the way. We're going to come up through downward facing dog. So place your hands on the mat. Go ahead, rise back up, 3-legged dog, and then lower that right leg down. We'll go right into it. Lift that left leg up. Good. Exhale, round it in, drawing your belly into your spine, your nose to your knee, knee to your nose. And then slowly look forward, come forward, and lower that left knee to the behind that left hand. Look back at your right leg, get it nice and long. And then lift up as you breathe in. Draw your shoulders back and down. And then on your exhalation, descend toward the mat. Find your resting place here in pigeon on this side. Decide if you want to prop up this hip with blankets or blocks or whatever works for you tonight. And we'll breathe. And maybe we'll just pray. This can be a challenging pose. Can also open us up. And sometimes in these hip openers, emotions can rise up as we store. So say the yogis, lots of emotion in these deep, dense muscles of our hips and thighs. So if something does bubble up, know it's okay, and breathe. Breathing in lots and lots of love and compassion. Breathing out, releasing anything that no longer belongs here. Sorry, let it go. Send it back to be healed, whole, released from its bondage. 2 more breaths. Keep them slow. Make them healing. And see if you can find a spot, even the smallest little spot, somewhere around that hip, where you can just soften on the exhale. 1 more breath in. Deep, long, full exhalation. And slowly peel yourself up. Move your props out of the way. Take your hands to the floor. Tuck your right foot. Lift your left foot up. Downward facing dog. 3-legged dog first, if you like. And just walk your dog as needed. Good. And then slowly lower your knees to the floor. Lower your hips to the floor. Then take your pillow. Place it under your knees. That will be eventually where it goes. And we'll take this blanket, if you have a blanket or a towel, just roll it up a little bit, and we'll place it where your neck will go. And try to make your neck, the crook of the neck, land down there. And doesn't that just feel good? And just pause here. Let this, let yourself just land here. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Just notice how you feel. And as you're ready, hug your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Take some circles, giving yourself a massage in that lower back. And then hug them in deeply. Make your arms the shape of a T and drop your knees over to the right. Just a gentle twist here to finish off the practice. Good. Hug the knees back to center and open up to that T and drop them over to the left. Look right. Opening up that right shoulder. Nice twist here. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. And as you're ready, hug the knees back into the chest and take your legs, just extend them over your pillow. And bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart, and soften here. Breathing in deep breaths of compassion for self. Breathing out. Exhaling all the love out into the world. Breathing in again, all the love. And breathing out. Last breath here, deep breath in, filling up. Exhaling, sending it out. And then release your hands out. We'll come into a brief Shavasana. Let your arms extend out to the sides. Let your shoulders snuggle underneath you, opening that Onahatta space. And let your legs just relax, feet on the floor, knees supported. Nothing to do here. Find your Shavasana. Breathing. Soft face, soft body. Gentle, gentle, gentle rest. Slowly begin to deepen the breath and bring some movements into fingers and toes and turn your head from side to side. And as you're ready, hug your knees in and just curl up over to one side in a fetal position. Just think of starting again, rebirth, new beginnings. Every yoga practice is a reset. And when you're ready, press into your hands and bring yourself up to a comfortable seat and find something to prop you up or move that hip flesh out of the way. And then in seated meditation, let your hands rest where they are comfortable and let your eyes close. And take an inhale and call to mind someone or something that is easy to love. So it may be an animal, maybe your favorite puppy, it may be a person, and it can be someone who is no longer here. Just call them to mind, see their face before you, and imagine how much love you have for this person, and perhaps how much love this person has for you, unconditional love, and draw all of that. Let that energy swirl around you, filling up your heart. Breathe that in. See that person who is so easy to love, just kindness, gentleness, all the words that you can think of that describe this person. Just let that swirl around you and in you. Maybe a smile comes to your lips as you think of that person. Take one more breath in and exhale all that love out toward that person. And then breathe in here and call to mind someone who is neutral, just someone who is maybe an acquaintance, maybe could be your UPS delivery person, could be someone you know only slightly, just someone who is neutral. Maybe you don't know them well, maybe you're curious about them. Imagine sending love to them as you've filled up with all the goodness, the unconditional love. Just breathe in and exhale, send that love out to that person. Maybe to all people who are neutral to you, who are just acquaintances. Neutral people. And then as you're ready, breathe in deeply. Toughest part of this metta meditation. Breathe in. Draw in so much unconditional love and call to mind someone who is difficult to love. See that person's face. Maybe it's someone with whom you've had a recent quarrel, or someone who's been a little difficult, or maybe they're having a rough time, and you can imagine sending them so much love, so much peace, so much grace. Exhale that toward them. And then breathe in, bring all that love into your heart. Bring yourself to Namaste prayer hands, right to your Onahatta chakra. And breathe in all that unconditional love from the universe, from God, from everyone who loves you. Breathe that into yourself. Fill up. And then send it all back out. knowing you can always fill up with that love and always extend it outward. Thank you so much for practicing the love and divinity and peace and joy in me, sees and honors all that is within you. Until next Tuesday night, my friends, namaste.